Well, Sawadee Cup and a good evening to you from Buriram. It's 3 hours away from Bangkok, but we're here in this circuit for round 8 split B of the 2024-2025 Formula Hololive International season. Of course, we're here in Buriram circuit for this Formula Hololive International Race Plus 1 JP member. So anyways, let's take a look into the track map of the circuit. 4.5 kilometers of racetrack for the drivers to attend to, 12 corners in total. 55 laps of racing are to come to this, tonight's race. Looking at our target lap time is a 1:21.077, but I think it might be faster because we're trying out a new circuit file. So the race has been moved forward to Friday to not clash with Holo Stage at Taiwan. This is mostly because, as we mentioned, Buriram is 3 hours away from Bangkok, and I just wanted to remind everyone that we have a few of the drivers who are itching to go to Taiwan to see their members perform. And of course, this is a fall home race for Koseki Bijou. And of course, Koseki Bijou is partly Thai. She has the ability to speak partial Thai language. Another news to report is Nerissa driver Ryan Kagawa transfers to Split B from this race onwards. He was in Split A in round 1, but due to Dak Patterson and Bruno Santiago leaving due to their Hololive members either ending their streaming activities or graduating altogether, you see Ryan Kagawa making his move in here in Split B, so he will be participating here in Buriram. And also, a bit of a fun fact, Muhammad Cashew is actually racing tonight, as of course he is representing Tsunamaki Watame, who is also scheduled to perform tomorrow in the Holo stage at Taiwan tomorrow. So Muhammad Cashew will be racing here, although he won't be racing for points, but he will be able to take point position where he can. So anyways, let's take a look into the championship order. Of course, this has not been updated since since yesterday's race, since Sepang, due to the fact that it's an incomplete championship standings, and I'll have to inevitably update this again. So we're just going to leave it to the Split B drivers. And of course, what are the Split B drivers involved are, of course, Ryan Kagawa, who's currently leading the split, and also Javier Luzby. So we have two drivers who are currently in the hot seat for the championship, one for EN and the other for ID. Of course, Dak Patterson is no longer participating, so he will have his final championship standing finish third after, of course, winning at the Malaysia Grand Prix at Sepang in one of the most heartwarming and bittersweet finales of a Hololive career that we have ever seen. Hazi Yazid, I believe, is also racing, yeah. Thomas Ferreira is also racing alongside Mitja, or they have contrasting fortunes currently in the split battles, in the championship standings. Tayo sits at 1006 at 7th place. Rafael is at 8th. And then we have other drivers such as Juan Castanto. Well, it used to be Juan Castanto, but it's now into a Ferrari. We'll update this as after we finish this race. Cutasano sits 14 for GG Marine, currently red hot. Marcelo Reza has fallen down to 15 after having a mid-season slump for Koseki Bijou. Bruno Santiago, of course, ended his Formula Hololive International stint in 16th place for Watson Emilia after the new USA rules. Evelyn Cromie sits in 17th for ER Bloodflame. That's Red Rose Bloodflame. And then we also have Corey Mendez and Amela Shore in 19th and 20th for Kiara and Kowalski Kyla, respectively. And then we have the likes of Ethan Burleson racing. Ethan Burleson was in the last split. And then we have the likes of Sven Jensen and Don Elise also in 26 and 28. They want to make a change in the standings as we speak, but we'll have to see how it goes. And of course, Koyurika Mendez alongside Hinochi Tayo and Mama Cashew represent Takanashi Kiara, Hoshino Bamuna, and of course Tsunamaki Watame, who will be racing while performing in the Holo Stage concert at Taiwan. So with that out of the way, let's move on into the qualifying session. My name is Muhammad Shadun Reza, and as always, just to have everyone here in the stream as we're about to finally get this qualifying session underway. Now we are going to have to do some liberties. We have to absolutely increase the brightness in this by a massive amount due to the track not really supporting floodlights. They have floodlights seen, but the lighting is not perfect to say the least. And of course, this is actually from a different mod maker, so we are just going to share it as well. Hang on. So if you want to download the mod in Assetto Corsa, here is the link. I just want to share with all of you the link, just to give our mod makers enough credit. They make a good track, although they still need work. So a few drivers coming out. That's Thomas Ferreira in the 4-hour Beast Guard number 25. Renowned for his livery making. He of course made liveries for Hololive members for their Assetto Corsa Competizione streams. Unfortunately, the streams for that Thursday night at the moment was a bit iffy due to Kuno's servers going down. But we're just gonna have to continue on as usual. So anyway, we are gonna go on board Thomas Ferreira's as we're about to start this lap here in Buriram, and of course coming into the final corner. Well, there's a pretty deep braking zone coming into the final corner, but he does manage to stop in time. Good exit here for this pretty short back straight is going to ensue as he now comes into turn 1, brake at around the 75-meter board into turn 1. He actually takes it easy into turn 1. Just want to have a feel for the car. Long back straight, good, a great exit is crucial in turn 1, and then into a slight kink into turn 2, and into the hairpin that is turn 3. You can see the tire marks over there. This shows you how much the drivers are pushing in this circuit. And now another long back straight for the run into turn 4. Pretty flat coming into turn 4. I will expect. Oh, actually had to lift there into turn 5. And then into turn 6. Hangs around in mid-gear. This is where the technical part of the track starts, as is expected from the Herman Tilke track. And then into turn 8, hanging around in 3rd gear, and also turn 9, also hanging around in 3rd gear. Downshift to 2nd just for good measure. And then a quick S at turns 10, and then turn 11 that ends the swiggly parts, and then coming into the final corner. Brake at around 100 to between 150 meter marks as reference into the final corner. That should be a lap here in Buriram. And the lap times are going to be at 1:24.745. Thomas Ferreira has set a pretty decent time so far. The four local cars are currently only 200ths of a second between each other. Yesterday we have seen them debut their new casual outfits, and it's very, very nice to see them having new outfits. Ryan Kagawa sits 4th in his first race in Split B. Hyuta Sano down in 5th. Dawn at least providing us with a very interesting surprise package, as she is now in provisional pole, 1:24.427. Looks like the Crazy Ollie driver is finally showing up. And as Sven Jensen now makes his mark, exiting turn 3. Into the long back straight into turn 4. He is only 300ths of a second, so he is going to be somewhat competitive. Into turn 5. Again, takes it easy. We are now coming into the first 5 minutes of qualifying already done. He is making his way through the second sector, and you can see here, oh, he actually went a bit wide there at turn 7. Now 53.520, only 0.2 of a second now, as Thomas Ferreira now sets the fastest time. Nino Chaya now sets the fastest time, 1:24.335 for the Hoshino Bamura driver. Mamakazu, the JB class driver, is not showing up though for now. He is still trying to get used to the track, although LSR is still slower. Bluesby 10th, Kagawa still in 4th, which absolutely differentiates the drivers. Sven Jensen will cross the line, and he will set the 4th fastest time for the Norwegian. Yes, Bao indeed for Ferreira and Mitja, currently 3rd and 8th. Corey Mendez, the KFP employee, now sits in 4th. Dawn Elise, on the other hand, holy smokes, she is currently up on the provisional pole. for the Zomrats, 124 to 173. And of course, I have this promise though, where if Prigioli's car wins here, wins in any any race in the aero competition, I have the rights to ping her on Twitter. Donalise 52.981 already 300ths of a second faster so far. Really trying to rise up from the dead, and by dead I mean 26 in the driver's standing after adjusting for driver departures. This is gonna be interesting though to see the likes of Elise. Let's see how much she can push on this final sector. She only has her own time to beat. She's already down on Tayo previously, but now she's beaten Hinochi Tayo once again. Really only 1/100th of a second separating between the two ID class drivers. Hinochi Tayo, of course, is representing Hoshino Vamuna, who is going to be set to perform tomorrow at Taiwan. Hinochi Tayo really wanting to continue her good form as she's trying to climb herself back up into the top spots. And a bit of a fun fact: the time monarchy being respected as usual. Very nice to see. Anyways, we have turns 9 and then turns 10 and 11. Hinochi Tayo has not been gaining a lot of time. Mama Cashew and Ahmed El Ashor only separated by 4/1000ths of a second. If any of these two drivers can at least find 100th of a second, then it's either going to be edging ahead, further ahead, or them moving up a position. So right now, Cashew is in a race to get her E-game back into top gear. And then there's also El Ashor, who wants to get out of 14th place. And El Ashor does just that with a 127.255 for the Kyla Kowalskia driver. He now gets out of the last place spot. Well, nice to see people sharing the same views. Anyways, Nichimi-chan now gets up into third place. Just wanted to give all a bit of an update. It's now a Fuamoko second row on the grid. Anyways, Shongo, probably watching from at home, is not believing this as he watches his sister, Dawn Elise, currently sit on provisional pole. And anyways, the Zombies have got to be enjoying this though. They've been enduring a pretty tough season so far, only scoring 265 points in 6 races. Of course, one of the races have been cancelled. Anyways, being 1,200 points or 1,300 points behind the championship leader. The championship battle is already done and dusted, as you know, Dawn Elise is really technically realistically out of title contention, but still can pull up with some surprises. So you just don't know what's going to happen. Anyways, based on calculations, if Dawn Elise does win, she will go up as high as 24th, provided that the Iris and Mokoko drivers, Sven Jensen and Nichimi-chan, don't mess this up. Ooh, Nichimi-chan having a pretty decent run though. Hinochi Tayo is now back out on track with 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Ryan Kagawa, on the other hand, has already beaten already disrupted the Fuamoko second row, as he now wants to really extend on his championship lead. If you want to know the differences between the likes of Ryan Kagawa and the rest of the field, here's your answer though. If you want to take a pretty decent look though. Oh dear. How do we do this? Okay, but anyways, there's a difference in points for the leaders and all that, and as you can see, Ryan Kagawa at 1,593, and We got Ryan Kagawa now getting into the pits as we're just gonna take a short break. We did take a short break though, but anyways, back into this qualifying battle for the pole position here in Buriram. Hinochitayu has already started his lap for Hoshinabamuna. And as you can see here now, coming into turn 3, Hinochitayu. Oh, it's Sven Jensen though. Hello, hello. There's hope after all for the whole aristocrat team thing, as also Sven Jensen has been struggling so far this season. Nice to see the number 86 Iris car finally showing itself back up into the top 3. Maybe he can actually win a points-paying race. It may happen though, but I just wish that it does, because, you know, Sven Jensen, he is a very dedicated aristocrat, very, very passionate for Iris, gets featured multiple times, you know, during live concerts where he gets featured. But let's just hope that he's able to gain more time, and hopefully he doesn't get properly blocked by the drivers up front. The gaps are only like a second between him and the other drivers, and there's the potential risk of essentially... Oh yeah, Sven is not going to be gaining any time, so he will stay in 3rd for now. Ferreira in 7, Mitja in 6, that's a Fuamoku 6-7. Oh, and that is Thomas Ferreira locking up in the middle of the corner, and that should send him tumbling down in the lap time, so he won't be gaining, he won't be having a faster time this lap. Ooh, and that's Yuri Rafael Oliveira out in qualifying. He's been sitting in 12th. Ooh, yeah, some damage here, and he's now back out. Kyuta Sano down to 11th, though. Looks like the rookie is just finally found out that being good at one track doesn't mean you should be good in another. So track adaptability is very important for Asano. Of course, being the new GT Marine driver, the permanent GT Marine driver, following his Oshinagato Aqua's graduation. It's not that he finally has a new home. He always needs to just keep on pushing. Evelyn Kuromi in 10th place. Southern Reza for Koseki Biju. Currently down in 9th place. He really doesn't mind too much with performance as an international. Especially given that there's also the new color rise idol outfits coming up. Yes, the Adak-RMS organization is working on new cars as we speak, but you know, it's all about actually seeing whether or not the adaptability of, you know, the series, the adaptability of performing in one series can mean you should be good in another. Assetto Corsa now starts his final flying lap. This is actually very, very clean coming into the first corner. Or 10th behind on the first sector. Let's see how he fares in the second and third. Anyways, it's just a sibling rivalry thing, you know. When Shango was being asked about his thoughts of Don Elise on pole position, as I think he has actually gained some time. Currently the fastest car on track. Let's just hope that he is able to continue her performance. And as the qualifying session has officially concluded, Lusby will qualify no higher than 4th, Mendes no higher than 8th, Kuromi will be in 10th or lower, Asano 11th or lower. Mohamed Kashu is continuing on so far, has actually beaten Ahmed El Assour once again. Still a very competitive affair. Hinochitayu has finished her run, I believe. Or she's only just crossed the line. She is pretty slow, so she's not going to be gaining any more time. Don Elise has decided to go into the pit lane. Sven Jensen's done. Ryan Kagawa's done. Mitja's stuck behind traffic. Thomas Ferreira is going to complete his run. And will he be gaining some time? The answer is going to be no. Mohamed Reza has finished his run. Rafael Oliveira goes up into 11, bumps Hyuta Sano. Ella Shores bump Cashew down to 14th. And as it stands right now, Donna Elise will start on pole position. And yes, she does. Ooh. Interesting race to behold here in Buriram. As we have Donna Elise starting up front. Very, very interesting. As we are now going to introduce everyone to the starting grid for the Buriram Super Prix. So anyways, welcome to the grid. It's Donna Elise on pole position. Of course, a slight pride from her brother, Shango, as Hitachi Tayo also qualified in the front row for Hoshida Vamuna, wanting to continue that redemption run from the horrible 23-24 season. Sven Jensen for Iris up in 3rd place. Also very nice to see. The Vespa Zeta car in 4th place, driven by Javier Lusby, having an advantage slightly over Ryan Kagawa in 5th. 4, there is a Ravencroft. 6th place, Nichi Michan gets one over his Fuamoko teammate, Thomas Ferreira, in 7th place. Koiri Mendez, the KFP employee, starts 8th. Ivamasha Reza 9th. 4th, the fall hometown girl, Koseki Biju. Evan Kuromi 10th for Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame with Rafael Oliveira 11th for Pavolia Rene. 12th goes to Jimurin's Hyuta Asano with Amaela Shore beating Mamakashi Ryan at the death at the end of qualifying for Kaila Kowalskia by 3/1000ths of a second. Mamakashi, of course, starting last for Tsunami Kiwatami. And of course, a bit of a fun fact, Donna Elise and Hinoshitayo's gap, only 1/100th of a second. That's like a few centimeters. So that just shows you how close it is. So anyways, as we're about to get the stream properly underway, let's see if we can get some good angles of the start. Nice to see this one. Nice to see this shot. Okay, it's gonna be dark for now, but trust me, once we hit the race button, it is going to clear up once again. So it's Donna Elise on the front row and Hinoshi Tayo in 2nd place here in Buriram for the Buriram Super Prix. The bright lights are now finally on. The 5 lights are on. Apologies if you're being blinded by the brightness. But the race is on here in Thailand, here in Buriram. The Buriram Super Prix is go. And it's a great start by Donna Elise. Coming into turn 1, it's going to be pretty messy if these drivers are not careful. Unfortunately, these drivers know how to keep it clean into the first corner. All drivers have survived the first corner. And now we get to see Sven Jensen actually beating Hinoshi Tayo. And now Javier Lusby is going to go down the inside of Hinoshi Tayo, who's now dropped down into 5th place. Almost. It's going to be Donna Elise leading Sven Jensen. Lusby 3rd. Michan and Tayo in the battle for 4th place. Kagawa 6th. Mendez 7th. Ferreira 8th. Kuromi 9th. And Mawashi Reza inside the top 10. Oh, side by side. That's Hinoshi Tayo and Nichi Michan. Nichi Michan having a very great start for Mokoko Bisgard. Ooh, and they're going side by side still. Tayo and Kagawa de Oliveira has overtaken Cashew. Cashew has gained a position over Ahmed El Ashore at the start. It was an interesting start to the race as Donna Elise now maintains her lead. Oh, that's Javier Lusby though, trying to go one ahead of Sven Jensen, but it hasn't been to his advantage so far. I think we're still at 60 liters of fuel based on the race monitor, and the answer is going to be yes. So we are going to be seeing at least maybe 1 or 2 pit stops. Reza, oh, absolutely getting close there to Evelyn Kuromi in the number 52 Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame car. And Reza is now going to go down the inside of Kuromi. But Kuromi stays steadfast on her outside line. Now Reza is exposed to Hyuta Asano, who of course won the 2024 Zako Cup with Minato Aqua, but he's now facing the 2023 CEO Cup champion, or rather the overall champion, that is for 23 in Formula Holland, that is Mohamed Reza, who raced for Himamori Luna at the time. So it's the race of champions for these two drivers. Reza defends pretty well on the outside at turn 3, but will it be the same for turn 4? Space for Asano, but Reza manages to stay ahead. Thomas Ferreira, on the other hand, goes around the outside line against Corey Mendez. Corey Mendez, meanwhile, goes around the outside to counterattack, and that's a very, very nice move there for Corey Rico to maintain his position. Ferreira down to 8th though, which is a bit of a concern. Here's on board Thomas Ferreira in that Biscott number 25. Adjustments. Yes, we have to turn this on. So please excuse that. This is for the brightness setting. So anyways, Javier Luzbi now sets the fastest lap in 3rd place, trying to catch Sven Jensen. He's currently the fastest car out there, and right now Luzbi just needs to plant his car in the right, put his car in the right position at the right time. Twins always stick together. It's so true. We've just realized we've been stuck on the starting grid since the start of the race, so apologies if you have just heard the intro song. Banger song to listen to when you're seeing other cars racing. Might want to try that later. Anyways, Horshad Reza now trying to defend once again against Evelyn Kuromi, who's now gone up to 10th place. Evelyn Kuromi now trying to challenge Horshad Reza for 9th place. And of course, if you are a Buriram guy, you should be very familiar with Buriram United, a football club, which is one of the big clubs in Thailand. Usually one of the big clubs in Thailand. And as you can see, you may see Buriram United branding on this track. Just wanted to give a bit of a showcase. You probably don't know where it is, but I believe, yeah. So Buriram United has a lot of things to do with this track. So if you are a Buriram United guy, then you are a Buriram Circuit guy as well. So anyways, Don Elise now sits at 125.187. Javier Luzbi has been gaining a lot of time. So Don Elise has now gained a substantial amount of time. Here comes Javier Luzbi though. Trying to defend against Mitja, has now made his move in 3rd place. The Mokogo Bisgard driver now trying to make his move for Mokogo Bisgard, trying to get out of the bottom part of the standings. Oh man, we really have no time to check on the race field monitor. It's just because this race has been very, very entertaining so far. So much side-by-side battles facilitated by the circuit, of course, but it's also down to the drivers who are not shy to attack. Chavez, on the other hand, is chasing Thomas Ferreira, while one of the twins are currently in the battle for the podium position. Well, inside the podium position, the other is just struggling in the mid pack as Shadar Reza showcases his champion drive against Ferreira. Will Ferreira be able to hang on? That's just a big question. Nishimi-chan now trying to go down the inside. He is going to go down the inside. He's dive bombing down the inside against Sven Jensen. Sven Jensen has to go off wide, but Nishimi-chan has to take some corrective maneuvers. So it's going to be Sven Jensen though with an amazing defensive drive. And not just that, he is still at the very least somewhat maintaining a decent gap against Don Elise. But look at Nishimi-chan though, now trying to defend his position against Javier Luzbi, who's currently desperate for lots of points to be gained over Ryan Kagawa, who has just made his move against Corey Mendez. Ryan Kagawa currently in control of this race for Narissa Ravencroft. He has already won at Singapore. He wants to at the very least try to one-up Javier Luzbi once again to make sure his position in the championship remains untouched up front. Javier Luzbi though, oh, turn forward side by side. Oh, this is some very great racing action there. Usually people will crash there at turn 4. How did these drivers survive? And again, we see Nishimi-chan just showcasing his defensive acumen in that Mokogo number 52. Ooh. And you can see though, tensions absolutely flaring for all of the ruffians who just want to see at least one of the twins showing up to succeed. And of course, we have yet to see the twins actually winning this race. We've already seen one Abden driver winning, and that was, of course, Ryan Kagawa at Singapore. But here comes Nishimi-chan once again. So 125.095 as Don Elise continues to pull away against Sven Jensen, who's running in second place. He currently has the best chance to try to win his first points race for Iris. Elise is looking for her realistic first win for Crazy Ollie. Nishimichan looking for his first win. Looseby already won at, of course, the Breaking Dimensions Grand Prix at Lime Rock Park. Nochitayo also looking for a win. Of course, Nochitayo did come close in Singapore, finishing second behind Ryan Kagawa, of course. But it's still a fight to behold. I believe, based on my calculations, no driver has won a race more than once, other than, of course, Dak Patterson, who has ended his career for Sarasvana. So that's going to be that. Something to behold, though. We are just going to monitor a few things. And we finally updated the points difference. So right now, Ryan Kagawa sits at the lead right now. Javier Looseby in the same race as well. It's currently 156 points behind. So if, let's say, Javier Looseby does win this race, and Ryan Kagawa really needs to be outside of like 13th or like 13th or 14th for Javier Looseby to retake the championship lead. So this race has a lot to play for at the moment. So again, we'll just see how it goes so far. As again, we're just continuing to see a very, very excuse me. A bit of a suppressed sneeze, just to name a few. Anyways, just want to remind everyone that if you want to know about what happened to Don Elise, she has already pitted. Just a bit of a tidbitty information if you want to know why Don Elise has dropped down where she is right now. So yeah, she has pitted for the lead. Just forgot to update one. Apologies. So she is just maintaining her spot in 13th place in car number 13. She is going to be pitting in the next few laps. She will be pitting in the next 6 laps as well, due to the smaller fuel tanks. So we're going to be seeing a lot of this type of activity. So now between Sven Jensen and Javier Looseby for this battle for the race lead. Also, just want to remind everyone that Sheldon Reza has also pitted. He's now also in 14th place in car number 14. So Sheldon Reza now currently maintaining his spot. El Ashor, on the other hand, is challenging Mohamed Cashew, who's running pretty decently in 11th place. And now we get to see Javier Looseby and Sven Jensen now going down. Sven Jensen trying to go down the inside for this battle for the lead, but now he's exposed himself to Nishimichan, who's going to make his move into 2nd place. Oh, you saw that move developing in the turn 1, but now it's going to be Sven Jensen trying to fend off Nishimichan, and now Michan running for the other half of the Abyss Guards. He's now up in 2nd place. Ashore comes to pit. Sheldon Reza has now set the fastest lap of the race with 124.934. So maybe this undercut strategy might be the strategy after all, as he tries to avoid Corey Mendes to just get out of the pits. So there's having the warmer tires already. Corey Mendes having the colder tires. Corey Mendes has already blocked his path. So there's does have the grippier tires, and he is very close against Corey Rico. So there's still a lot to fight for, but he is not close enough. He might think of a move down the inside, but he's just too far back, and there's not enough track. Maybe Shazareza might think of a dive bomb, but no. Shazareza has to stay back against Corey Mendes. Ooh, and that's a pretty messy exit though from Mitja. He's going to be losing a good amount of time as Javier Luzvi now comes into the pits. It's going to be a pretty seesaw-ish affair as Luzvi now is going to spend not much time in the pits for a quick stop. And right now his next opponent is Don Elise right now. Javier Luzvi still getting out. Don Elise already in the main straight. Don Elise is now cleared. Javier Luzvi, no response from the Vesha driver. And also a bit of a rumor though that the Vesha car will be renumbered from number 03 to 07, which is very interesting to look at. Rafael Oliveira, meanwhile, trying to catch up to Yuta Sano, and that's Jujun Morin, number 44. Rafael, very much a committed Marayat. He is very committed to his cause for Pavoli Arena as he's trying to find his way into Yuta Sano. And speaking of which, I just want to remind everyone about the pit. Is it what you call? Do we call that right? Is the distance and the lap counter? And now Nishimicha started coming to the pits. His nearest competitor is Ben Jensen, but he's already pitted. So his next opponent is currently Javier Luzvi. Here's Javier Luzvi right now coming into the final corner as Mitja now already makes his move out. Javier Luzvi now coming out into the main straight. It looks to me that Nishimicha is going to miss out. So right now the undercut strategy is going to be the favorite one. Pit early. Exit in clean air, get fresh tires, and then get set fast as a lot like Mama Shadreza did. So Shadreza is going to be getting a pretty good, decent gain on position, despite still being stuck on now Thomas Ferreira. Shadreza is still side by side, though he is trying to squeeze Thomas Ferreira, but not going to repeat the same mistakes for him against Corey Mendes, though. Shadreza is not going to go down the inside of Thomas Ferreira. Ferreira gets shoved off. It's now Shadreza in 10th place, but remember, more drivers are going to be pitting in the next few laps. So these missile cycles are going to be there for everyone to try. Cashew also have already pitted, and this time he will be pitting right until the end of the race. You can see his fuel load, all about 112. So you can Sven Jensen is in the lead. Happy race moment. Pit crew Doko. So if you wanted to know about the pit crew, here is the pit crew. Unfortunately, it's too bright, so we are just going to do this for a while. So yeah. This is to just essentially make sure that everyone can see the track. Right, Kagawa just set the fastest lap with race 124.514. Right, Kagawa now sitting in second place, where he does need to pit though. Don Elise currently has the net in the race lead. 5 drivers have yet to pit so far. Just want to start a So we're just gonna start a Q&A for everyone to, participate if you like. I will try to answer the questions as much as I can. So there's the questions part and the live chat part. So we are just going to do these parts all together. So hopefully we can get some engagement from the viewers. Rafael Oliveira, though, trying to get himself closer to Yuta Sano. Yuta Sano running in fourth. Oh, and this is why Mama Cash is actually causing some massive traffic jams right now. Don Elise and Javier Lusby trying to make their way into the race lead, though. Javier Lusby is now going to try to make his move down the inside against Elise. Elise has gone wide, but rather she's now gone to the pit lane. Javier Lusby is now in the pits as we speak. Elise saw the traffic and said, "Adios. I'm not dealing with that." All right, so Don Elise didn't need to spend a lot of time. Shadareza gaining some momentum in this race, though again they'll have to pit again for the next 7 laps just to meet the window. And yeah, apparently this is where the pit lane ends in Buriram, so very interesting. It's a very long pit lane where you need to turn on pit limiters. Shadareza is now only 5 seconds behind on Elise, so Shadareza might actually have a chance to win his first Formula Hall International race for Koseki Bijou. Bijou, of course, having the cyberpunk outfit alongside her fellow Hololive admin members who also received new outfits. Shadareza just trying his best to represent Koseki Bijou, and of course Bijou has the new colorized idol outfits. He's set to participate in the new series as well. Of course, in the era we can't tell you the details until we actually post this on Twitter. But right now work is currently underway and we have at least 12 cars done. Shadareza now currently on his charge. He's on a charge to essentially get something done. Oh, and that Shadareza just going out slightly wide as he finally gets himself back out. But again, relative to Don Elise, you see his gaps actually open up slightly. It's now open up to 6 seconds, so not positive if it is in a contest with battle for the race lead, but there's at least something about it. So anyways, back to Mama Cashew's predicament. He is currently blocking the way of drivers like Mitja now. He's clearing Javier Lusby, Yuri Rafael Oliveira, and Hyuta Asano. And then Kuromi, Ryan Kago, and Sven Jensen are currently in a pack racing for themselves. Speaking of which, Sven Jensen already has passed Mama Cashew, so there won't be too much of an issue there. Javier Lusby currently in 6th. He's already pitted. Ryan Kago, on the other hand, is going to be pitting soon. He has 13 laps of field to go. Sven Jensen, on the other hand, has 19 laps of field. The only Hololive member to race here in Split B, Corey Mendez, as Takeda Dachi, Joshua Zurid, and Gray Prower have already raced at Phillip Island yesterday morning. It's still a nice night here in Buriram. It's not exactly Bangkok, but hey, it's serviceable. I mean, you could drink some cola made in Thailand, and you know, you just chill in the beaches right after this race, although it's gonna get pretty dark. Although some drivers are gonna be electing to have a holiday in one of the of course temples. Well, the temples are gonna be pretty spectacular from what we have seen. Of course, Shadareza, as in me, the host, we've been in Thailand before, Nakhon Si Thammarat, and I'll tell you what, when we got to the temple back in 2015, it was very much a sight to see the big temples. Anyways, Javier Lusby now trying to catch up to Rafael Oliveira for 5th place. Rafael having a very nice race. We have Kuromi third, Ryan Kagawa second, and Sven Jensen just maintaining his spot in the lead. You just can't help but think, what is going to come up next? And you just wish that you could see something pretty amazing here. And of course, nighttime here in Thailand. A picturesque scene for the drivers racing. 15 laps complete. So I'll have about at least 45 more to go, or rather 35 more to go. That is. And then you get to see sweet moments. Oh, you can see here how close everything Kuromi went there. Trying to dive on down the inside against Ryan Kagawa, the championship leader. Javier Lisby, meanwhile, is behind your Rafael de Oliveira, so they're all on balance on their own. If you look at the pit stop charts, Kagawa has yet to make a pit stop. Javier Lisby has already made one, so there is already a pretty interesting battle that's forming. Enrique Mendes and Ahmed Alashore have now made their moves into the pit lane. Ooh, some movements there. You saw curbs being hit. Meanwhile, there's more battles afoot. Ryan Kagawa now gets very, very close there to Sven Jensen. Will there be a dive bomb down the inside? No dive bombs just yet. Kagawa is clear. It's clear that Kagawa is the faster driver, but he just hasn't been able to break down Sven Jensen's defense. I feel like it's gonna be like, how do we say this? If we take a look into like football, I'm not sure. I don't think everyone does football, but there's like Julian Ryerson who plays for Borussia Dortmund. He is a Norwegian backline player, and then there's also Leo Skiri Ostigard, who also is a defensive player. What are the odds that Sven Jensen could actually be better than them, as Ryan Kagawa now has to defend against Evelyn Kuromi? Oh, you saw how much they're pushing. The two drivers, the Elizabeth Rose Bufflame and the Nerissa Ravencroft driver. Oh yeah, the double combo. Whoosh. But anywho, Javier Lisby and your Rafael de Oliveira still on a tussle on their own. Ryan Kagawa hasn't been able to get past, but I think the gaps have closed down between Lisby and Kagawa. The current battle to watch out for in this whole Formula Hololive International Series. It's still a massive thing to look out for. Anyways, as we are going to be taking a look into possible questions. Well, there's no questions. Oh, you saw! Oh, that was a... Oh, that's Rafael de Oliveira too! I think there was contact between de Oliveira and Lisby, as Lisby tries to get into the pit lane for the second time. And there was a tussle. De Oliveira is now out of the track. Oosh, Uruguay versus Brazil, taken out of context, maybe. Ooh, Rafael de Oliveira probably isn't going to be happy about this, but at least he's going to be cheerful about the next race that he will be racing for Pavolia Arena. Of course, he's currently out. As it stands, he will be credited with a last place finish, but he is going to try to continue regardless. And he is at least back in it. He's not going to give up, though. At least the Challenger does not make their way into the pit lane. They've already done their stop. They will be making another stop once again. Kagawa is just staying in second place. But it's become pretty clear, though, that this battle is just going to rage on until the end of the night. Ryan Cargo is now about just under a second behind Sven Jensen after 19 laps. Still, again, you just can't help but sense a lot of intrigue in this race. Again, you get to see massive amounts of shuffling between the drivers, and then tire strategies, pit stop strategies now coming into massive amounts of play. The sound of the curbs too, as drivers get past into it, you just can't help but just enjoy it. Anyways, back onto the scene here. Kagawa against Jensen. Jensen continues to defend very well. Defends like Leo Skiri Ostigard, but if he is very bulky and could win headers due to the tall height. Sven Jensen, I believe, is the tallest driver in aero competitions at 193 centimeters. So seat fitting was a struggle, but it was well made for Sven Jensen, who now finally comes into the pits. Ryan Kagawa will return in the top spot. Ryan Kagawa has 7 laps of fuel to go. Sven Jensen won't be pitting until the end of this race, mind you. He will go for a 2-stop strategy. He will make one more stop right at the end. So it's going to be something to look out. Meanwhile, Nishi Michan have now gone into the pit lane. Thomas Ferrari are now coming into the pit. Sync! 4 Moko drivers pitting in sync. Again, as you mentioned, as some people would mention, the 4 Moko drivers are inseparable, as I believe they just got out at the same time. Here's another meaning of twin driving, as you can see here, Thomas Ferreira and Nishi Michan now literally between each other. Michan now gets ahead of Thomas Ferreira, and let's see how this twin battle goes. Throughout the entire season, we're anticipating a 4 Moko moment, and now it's here for everyone to see. The indomitable spirit of the twin duggos. That's what people are going to be saying when they see these two drivers meet. Let me see. More drivers currently have already pitted. They're now stuck behind Mohamed Cashew. Corey Rico Mendes is now stuck behind Mohamed Cashew, who's just sticking in 14th place. Rafa de Oliveira is now down in 13th after he makes, I believe, a pit stop. Nice to see more viewers. If you have any questions, we can ask anything about it. Again, as we mentioned, the twins are just inseparable, and again, due to the lap cars, they won't be separated for much longer. And Nishi Michan is going to make his stake into 6th place against Corey Rico. Mendes has not pitted. Michan and Ferreira have already pitted. So, as you can see here, Corey Rico Mendes now makes his bold move down into the pit lane. I mean, down the inside of Mohamed Cashew, and now it's going to be Nishi Michan trying to take advantage of this. Into the main straight. Will there be moves down the inside? The answer is going to be no, as Corey Rico Mendes goes off a bit wide. Watch out for Thomas Ferreira though. Let's go on board him. And now you can actually see Corey Rico Mendes now trying to go down the inside of Mohamed Cashew, as Corey Rico now finally clears Mohamed Cashew. They're still side by side though, but not anymore. And now we get to see, that's Nishi Michan. They'll try to go the inside of Mohamed Cashew. But also a quick clearance that's going to leave Thomas Ferreira hanging in the dust unless he finds a way to overtake it very, very quickly. Oosh. Ryan Kagawa has finally come into the pit, and now it's going to be Evelyn Cromie for Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame to finally get herself into the lead. Sounds of these cars just continue to reverberate around the racetrack. You just can't help but smile when you hear these cars. I've seen a lot of positive reactions from humans who also enjoy the product of racing that we have seen. And then Chromie now still currently throwing her car into that hairpin. Big twin moments indeed. Anyways, Don Elise, who was in the lead, is now currently down in 10th place, now trying to challenge Hinochi Tayo. Hinochi Tayo now having a pretty decent race though for herself as they now come into the final corner. Oh, still no contact between the two, but it's going to be Hinochi Tayo maintaining the spot for now. We are not at the point where drivers are going to be all free. Ryan Kagawa, of course, has to pit again. I think the earliest window which you can pit right until the end of the race, I believe, is in lap 30. Or maybe lap 28 or lap 29, but we'll have to see how it goes. Oh, you see Hinochi Tayo trying to go down wide. Opens the door for Elise. Malakashu is in need of a DNF at least for him to get into. Oh, you saw Tayo trying to throw her car into Cashew. But it just wasn't close. It just wasn't meant to be just yet. But for now, it is just going to. It's not there just yet. And now we get to see Hyuta Asano coming into the pits. He now finally gets out in 4th place already. He just got out. He didn't need to take too long. Meanwhile, Rica Mendes has already pitted. It's going to be a quick refuel. Oh, and it's Hinochi Tayo, Don Elise. And they've already... Oh, that's a massive miscommunication between the drivers as now Don Elise comes into the pits. Don Chavez is not coming to the pits. I think Chavez has lost a bit of time. He's probably going to be pretty furious as they're now in heavenly pit lane, as you really can't see anything at that stage onward. We'll see to lit up the dark parts of the track. Harvey Lusby, on the other hand, is in 5th. Chromie leads Kagawa by over 23 seconds. Kagawa has already pitted. Chromie has, I believe, yet to pit. You look at this statistics, so it's already come into the pit for the 4th time already. I think it's not going to be over just yet, I believe. Nope, he's going to pit for one more time, and he's going to make 5 pit stops. Very great. Let's just enjoy the sounds of the V6 as we are just continuing this race as we speak. Nice to see more views as well. Welcome everyone to the stream. If you'd like to see more Hololive racing, please drop a like in this stream and all of the streams that we've done previously. If you want to follow Hololive racing, of course we're not affiliated with Cover, you can hit the subscription button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell if you don't want to miss out on any information in any more races that's about to come up soon. Next week is of course Hololive GT3. Evelyn Chromie now sets at 124.661, has done very, very well. So you see the tires too. You saw how Evelyn Chromie, despite not pitting a single time with this race, manages to keep her tires in a very healthy manner, even after racing for 26 laps. She's now caught up to Muhammad Shazan Reza, who's not pitted for four times. He's going to be pitting for a 5th time. Strategy failures galore. Evelyn Cromie now. Getting closer and closer to the shots range. Reza will have to bid, as we mentioned. Cromie Mila sets her personal best. And still a long way to go so far. We're now coming into the halfway stage of the Buriram Super Prix. Evelyn Cromie surprisingly has taken charge of this race, nailing down her strategy to pit as pit as minimally as possible. Spend less amount of time in the pits. Meanwhile, we got drivers trying to pit 5 times. Muhammad Reza being one of the drivers. Javier Lusby, on the other hand, is getting close though to Yuta Assetto, as he now comes into the pits. Relative to Ryan Kagawa, he is going to be losing out. But I believe this will be the pit stop where he will finally seal it. And it's just an issue on how these drivers are going to navigate. It's going to take a long time though to get the car fully fueled. Here's Mama Cashew in 14th place. Doing pretty okay at the moment. Javier Lusby has finally gone out for his final pit stop. As you can see here. Yeah, there are actually filled. Actually, no. Let me see. Javier Lusby now fill in 64 liters of fuel. He will be pitting. He will be good right until the end of the race. Cromie has actually extended her lead somewhat over Ryan Kagawa, but now Reza is about to cause her trouble. Cromie will be using the slipstream to clear Reza and to send him a lap down. Also, has already sent a lap down, but Reza might actually cause trouble. Will Reza actually cause trouble for Cromie? Oh, you saw Cromie sliding. Reza actually has one back. Kagawa might actually have a chance to eke out onto Cromie's gap. Reza is gonna fight until the death. Reza pushes Evelyn Cromie, but Cromie has the better grip into turn 5. Reza will soon have not much of a response against Cromie, even though they're on different laps. Finally, it's gonna be Cromie who clears. Reza's not gonna be pleased with finding out that he's been lapped. Alright, we should be passing the halfway stage of this race. Coming into the second half, it's now 9 p.m. in Thailand, in Buriram. The night just keeps on progressing. Oh, you saw Cromie sliding. You saw how much she's trying to push. Ben Jensen, of course, also take a bow for him trying to push as much as he can. He won't be pinned until the lap 46 at the latest. So still a long way to go in this race. To the final corner he goes, and he just maintains momentum. Reza, meanwhile, is fighting one back against Evelyn Cromie once again. He saw Evelyn Cromie actually struggling somewhere, and that's going to only benefit Ryan Kagawa. Of course, this is his fellow Advent teammate. Reza now hangs around the outside. Oh! Total respect from the two drivers. And Reza still tries to keep it, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be still Evelyn Cromie. Evelyn Cromie is going to be very, very mad that Reza is trying to unlap himself against Cromie. Speaking of which, Kuromi will be pitting this lap. And you want to see the state of her tires. She has the oldest tires of anyone so far. And look at the state of it. Very, very clean. So she is pretty much a tire whisperer as it stands. But she is going to finally come down to the pit lane. To finally get her car serviced. Change the tires. Change the Pirelli tires. Ryan Kagawa will have no biggie in taking back the race lead, as of course Kuromi will be pitting for right until the end of this race, so she will be taking a good amount of time in the pit stops. Ryan Kagawa will take the lead once again, and Sven Jensen will be in second. Yeah, so Kuromi has finally gone herself out, and surprisingly, she has exited ahead of Ryan Kagawa, and she's cleared to finish the race as it stands. Kagawa is going to have to pit again. Jensen will have to pit again. Mitja and Thomas Ferreira will be taking some time in the pit lane, as the twins again are inseparable. Nojdayo will be pitting for one last time in this race. That is Mitja out. Thomas Ferreira will be out soon. There we go. Here's Elise and Tayo now changing positions, as Elise, who was in control of this race, is now out. Shadareza will be pitting for one last time, possibly to secure a spot outside the top 10 finish, unfortunately. Anyways, Kagawa is now going to be charging against Kuromi, who now has the fresh tires. Kagawa still knows he has the fastest car of anyone so far. The Jailbird energy is really channeling inside him. Anyways, it's a Fat F Friday for the Jailbirds. Jailbird wishes everyone a Fat Friday. Yuta Asano, very excited to see himself, very competitive though. He is about 2 seconds behind on Sven Jensen. It's not going to be long until Sven Jensen finally has to fight Yuta Asano. Evelyn Kuromi has now pulled herself into the lead against Ryan Kagawa. Oh, Luzbido checking up against Mitja, who's running in 6th. Thomas Ferreira in 9th. They will be going until the end of this race. Shadows will be going until the end of this race, but he's stuck in 13th. As it stands right now, he will be the last of the in drivers, just only ahead of Mama Cashew in the JP class. Kuromi and Kagawa literally being almost equal, and you can see how much they are just trying to, you know. It's a long way to go though. Anyways, if you are a Gremlin, you gotta enjoy Pyro's works on Twitter. He posts a lot about the Daily Grem, very, very wholesome, very, very nice. Sometimes talking about Grem Preg from all of the Autofister. Oh, and we have Corey Mendes now coming to the pits. It looks to me that yes, Corey Mendes is serving time in the pit lane. He's now finally out. Nojitayo is not far. Coming into the main straight right now, Corey Mendes is still trying to serve a pretty long pit stop. It's a bit of a pain to look at. But Corey Mendes is not clear, and he will be passed by Hinoji Tayo. Emmanuel Shores now made his way into the pits. Don Elise, who was in the lead, is now down in 12th. Shadoreza's in 13th. So, anywho, Emmanuel Shores now takes 13th place. Mama Cashew will now be the pick for every other in car, but well, mainly this is not even JP focus race, this is focus race, so maybe it's going to be okay to Cashew just sits by it on the sidelines though. But he is blocking Thomas Ferreira though. Probably also wants a good result as well. Oh, Ryan Kagawa though gets very close though on Evelyn Kuromi, but remember Kagawa needs to pit in the next 15 laps, so lap 49. So that's gonna cause some trouble. Kuromi 125.044, 125.339 for Ryan Kagawa. Still lots to go. Rafael Oliveira has done him very well to come back from his collision earlier in the race to now get himself up to 7th. Let's see, lap 35, Evelyn Cromie leads this Buriram Super Prix. Still a long way to go. And remember, if you have any questions, please ask away in the chat. I will be sure to respond to as many questions as I can, but right now we are not seeing any questions. But I can remain patient if anyone wants to answer. I'm not in a rush. My focus is to host the race. But anyway, Steven Alzano now gets closer to Sven Jensen, who's desperately trying his best to defend his spot here. He is currently at 461 points. His next rival, who is currently racing in Split B, is of course Ahmed El Ashor, who currently has 710 points. So he can at least come closer. He can at least try to overtake Adachi, Ray Prower, and Angela Sims, who have already raced at Phillip Island. Again, it's still a long way to go type of story. Ryan Kagawa and Evelyn Cromie in a perpetual battle for the race lead, and they're about to deal with more lap cars. The next driver to be lapped, Corey Rico Mendes. Ooh, just saw a bit of a spin there. We should have around less than 20 laps to go here in Buriram. And Kagawa now just trying to find a way into the gap of Evelyn Kuromi, who is just doing very, very well to try to bring that win for her fans. Well, as we're both playing as fans, but you can see here she's made a mistake as Ryan Kagawa now goes down the inside against Evelyn Kuromi. Kuromi now tries to hang around the outside. She has the better grip, but Kagawa has the raw talent. The jailbird energy absolutely shining in Ryan Kagawa. He's now taking the lead once again. But lap cars aren't going to be a foil. Will lap cars prove to be costly for this jailbird representative. The Blood Flame Knights are gonna still cheer on for Kuromi as Kagawa just now is stuck behind Koirika Mendes. He needs to find space as soon as possible to make a move past Koirika, who's currently down in 10. Nochitayo is actually not far behind. He's she's currently running in 9th. Kuromi, meanwhile, is keeping tabs on Kagawa's moves, and if he makes the wrong moves, Kuromi, it's up to Kuromi to make it right for her. Kagawa is not rushing, but he is gonna go down the inside. Tries to go down the inside, and now tries to peel himself down the inside. But I don't think he's gonna be close enough to make his move against Koirika Mendes, and that's gonna open the door for Evelyn Kuromi to probably get closer. Will Kagawa go down the inside? The answer is gonna be no. He's gonna go pretty wide. It's up to Kuromi now to get closer and closer as the gaps continue to ebb and flow between the two EN members. One member from Advent, the other from Justice. One is running away from Prison Breakout, and the other is trying to catch. Oh my, what a great analogy that was. It's Elizabeth Rose Blackflame trying to chase Nerissa Ravencroft. Two big honchos of their respective gens. And you just keep asking yourself, who's going to be the big winner in this? If Kagawa continues to win this with Bluesbeat now down in 5th, it's still going to be Kagawa who's going to be a net winner in this championship battle. Ryan Kagawa has been very, very good in this championship. He's been literally one of the best, well, the best we've seen so far ever since he broke out in the 9th race of the 23-24 season when we raced at Mosport. Kuromi this time needs to really get close. It's now pretty deep into the night. It's pretty deep. I think 9 p.m. is pretty deep for Bangkok standards, as Kagawa is still not making a move. You saw where he gained some time, and again where he will be losing time. So down 5/10 of a second when it was 8/10 of a second between Kagawa and Kuromi. Kuromi isn't going to give up though. But again, Kagawa will have to pit. As we mentioned, Jensen will have to pit. So they'll have to give up their respective positions. Hyuta Asano, on the other hand, will also be looking to pit as well, as he will not have enough fuel, but he will try to stretch as his fuel loads are pretty marginal. Rafael Oliveira is expected to pit soon as well. So these are the only 4 drivers who are yet to make a final pit stop. Oh, don't look now. There's Mama Cashew already down a lap. He's going to go down 2 laps at this rate if he doesn't pick up the pace, which he hasn't been able to so far. Sven Jensen now in 3rd. Evelyn Kuromi. Oh, there's the side-by-side battle though between Koirika Mendes and Nochitayo, and that's going to open the door for Evelyn Kuromi to try to fight back. She found an opening. She's going to go down the inside. And down she goes against Ryan Kagawa, the championship leader. Oh yeah, this is going to be very nice and interesting here as they now exit turn 3, still side by side. They're going to give an inch. You just know that they know the limits between the cars, but they're still going to race pretty competitively. Kuromi's going to start to hang around the outside, but I believe Ryan Kagawa fluffed it. And Kagawa manages to defend still for now. Kuromi is giving it everything she's got with the tire advantage that she has. She's going to relish this battle with Kagawa. Kagawa's going to relish this battle with Kuromi before Kagawa will have to pit in 9 laps time. The Oliveira currently sits 7th. Asano sits 4th. They have yet to pit. Same goes for Kuromi and Kagawa and Jensen. So Evelyn Kuromi is in a literally realistic position. Oh! And that's Evelyn Kuromi sending Ryan Kagawa off. That was pretty aggressive from Evelyn Kuromi, trying to show the admin members how it's done and trying to make sure that they don't escape justice. Unfortunately, Kuromi has become the antithesis of justice, and it looks to me that Kuromi will be receiving a 15-second penalty as a result of that collision. She is making a collision from the back, and that means that, as it stands, there's currently an open investigation currently open of Kuromi possibly being deducted 15 seconds from her race time. But we will have to wait and see on how these results will play out. Right now, Hyuta Asano is only 15 seconds behind. But again, Kagawa, Jensen, Asano are going to have to pit. Javier Lusby will doesn't need to pit, but he's 38 seconds behind. So that's going to be another thing to talk about. $16 seconds separate between Asano and Kuromi. Javier Lusby separated by well over a minute to Kuromi. Kuromi may have to serve a 15-second penalty, and this may not change the grand scheme of things, but we'll have to wait and see coming to the final 15 laps of this race. Oh, and that's another move there. Hinoshitayo now trying to defend 9th place against Corey Recommendez, though. Corey Recommendez now trying to hang around the outside. Based on current trends, we might be seeing Tayo actually managing to defend. Corey Recommendez just going to try to stretch the car as much as he can. But he's going to lose out. And that's actually Evelyn Kuromi once again. If she gets blocked by these two drivers, Ryan Kagawa is going to be sniffing for revenge. Corey Recommendez now in a battle against Dawn Elise now, or rather, that's actually Evelyn Kuromi. Evelyn Kuromi is going to try to fight against the lap car, and that's going to open the door for Ryan Kagawa to fight back. And based on that regards, I think that the stewards might actually not give Kuromi a penalty, but we'll have to wait and see, as now you get to see Koriko attack Hinoshitayo once again. Still gonna be a pretty close run thing, but I think Kuromi will still receive a 50-second penalty from that collision. So I think we have... So right now there is going to be a verdict. Well, you can see the battles just keep on continuing, coming into the third and final sectors, though. Kuromi now having already cleared, not exactly having cleared, but you can see Ryan Kagawa now trying to make his move, though. So right now there is going to be an announcement in the coming minutes, or in the coming seconds. So Evelyn Kuromi has been confirmed to be given a 15-second time penalty for causing a collision against Ryan Kagawa in the final corner. There might be more penalties afoot based on previous collisions as well. We're looking at Rafael Oliveira's tangle, but we'll have to wait and see how it's going to be, and also other drivers who are also out. But now we get to see Corey Mendez and Corey Mendez and Yoshitayo battling on their, between each other, as they have now essentially gotten close to each other. As based on what we're seeing, we now get to see Corey Mendez now making his move against Yoshitayo. He's now up into 9th place, and that is Mama Cashew causing trouble for both the leaders and lap cars. He's gonna go down to 2 laps as it stands. Ooh, someone is making his move, and I think, yeah, it's just a lock up there from, I believe, that is your Rafael de Oliveira. Oh, more drivers locking up. That's Corey Mendez. Possibly something's in the track. It's now going to be Yoshitayo trying to clear Mohamed Cashew. Cashew has no power to defend that. And that's going to open the door for Evelyn Kuromi to get closer, or to essentially tire, but also watch out for Ryan Kagawa, who wants revenge after that collision with Kuromi. After Kuromi essentially sent Kagawa into a spin, Kagawa is gonna at least try to make a statement as he now gets back in the race lead. He doesn't care if he gets hit by Kuromi, he's gonna beat her on track. That's the statement that he's carrying right now. With about 10 laps to go, over 10 laps to go. We're at lap 45 of the Buriram Super Prix, and we are now coming near its conclusion. And Evelyn Kuromi now trying to find her way back against Ryan Kagawa. Down the inside goes Kuromi. Oh, and what a feisty battle between Blood Raven. Yes, it's Blood Raven. Exactly. Thanks for reminding me. It's a Blood Raven battle between Evelyn Kuromi and Ryan Kagawa. And you just notice that these two are just inseparable. Again. Pun intended. Anyways, Nishi Mitja and Thomas Ferreira are now 6 and 7, making it for Moko 6-7. Evelyn Kuromi just needs to clear the lap car of Mohamed Cashew, but Ryan Kagawa is gonna go at it again. Hyota Asano catching up from behind the shadows between this Kuromi Kagawa battle. He wants to try to grab his second win in Formula Hololive International. Whereas Ryan Kagawa and Evelyn Kuromi now trade places once again. Evelyn Kuromi is now back in the race lead. You gotta cheer them on. Keep cheering them on, as they're just giving us a very, very close racing deal that we're seeing here. Yoshitayo now stuck in 10th place behind the leaders and another lap car. Very interesting to talk about. But anyways, Evelyn Kuromi now having to defend around the outside against Ryan Kagawa once again. This Blood Raven battle is just gonna be never ending. And it's gonna be Ryan Kagawa who will provisionally take the lead. And yes, he does. Evelyn Kuromi is not going to be making the same mistakes, hopefully. 9 laps to go. Hyota Asano's dropped the gap to 4.4 seconds. Asano will be pinning in the next 7 laps. So, again, he will probably have to pit on the final lap or so. Ryan Kagawa will be pitting in the next 3 laps. He's, extended his fuel limits by... Oh, that's Kuromi! That's a very bold dive bomb down the inside by Evelyn Kuromi. She knows that she's made a mistake, and yes, she knows that she's going to have to serve that 15-second penalty. But again, it's 2 drivers. One driver making a statement, one after the other. Between this Blood Raven combo. Oh my goodness. Evelyn Cromie, what a move that was to seal the race lead. Then, right then and there, as Kagawa was still stuck behind Mohamed Cashew, you saw Evelyn Cromie trying to dive down the inside between two cars. It doesn't work usually, but she made it work. She's the exception in this regard. Let's just share everyone a bit of a fun fact. So Elizabeth Rose Black Flame, who made her debut as recently as June this year, on June 21st, being one of the taller Hololive members in the field. Birthday 25th of April. Well, she has the Rosarians, but she has the Knights, also the Black Flame Knights to also talk about. So the Rosarians are now very much excited to see how she does her, how Evelyn Cromie is gonna try to resurrect her career. She tried to get a win for Gura, but it just wasn't meant to be, replacing Shango. But now she has that's second chance or a third chance for her. Evelyn Cromie has a massive opportunity to win this race. She just needs to keep it cool. She is already good on field. Oh, and that is De Oliveira and Corey Recommended trading blows. It's Pavanashi gone in favor of De Oliveira, as Corey Recommended is now sent into 9th place. De Oliveira making an amazing comeback from his spin as well. Scarlet Queen, represented by Evelyn Cromie, is now in the lead. Ryan Kagawa will finally make his pit stop. Javier Lusby is going to be fuming that Ryan Kagawa was actually beating Javier Lusby once again, and he will be extending his championship lead. Sven Jensen, on the other hand, is now in 4th place, now pending a pit stop by Ryan Yuta Sano. There's going to be at least 2 more pit stops to come. We are just going to be paying attention on proceedings as to who will be pitting. Again, well, I think we already know who. Asano, and looking at this one, Lusby will be good as well. Asano's not good until the end of this race. So yeah, Asano literally is the only driver left who have yet to make his final pit stop. So we are just going to prepare the provisional championship standings as preparation. So 13th place, Ahmed El Ashor, having a great race so far. Oshada Reza will finish 12th for Koseki Biju. As it stands right now, this would mean that he will score 14 points in car number 14. 22 points will be given to Dawn Elise, who started on pole position, but just wasn't meant to be just yet. As it stands, 10 will go to Hinochi Tayo, who is now in a battle with Dawn Elise. So it's not going to be over just yet, but I just hope that Hinochi Tayo is able to hang on to her position. Corey Comendes is doing very decently in 9th place, although he was overtaken by Rafael de Oliveira. So it's not over yet. Meanwhile, we got Thomas Ferreira and Nichi Mitja now sitting in 6th and 7th, the inseparable duo. Thomas Ferreira not having the race that he's looking for so far. Meanwhile, Nichi Mitja now continuing to make a charge from the back of the field. Oh, and it's Corey Mendez going off. Looks like there's another collision. I think it's going to be Corey Mendez out of this race. Will he be able to continue, though? He should be able to continue, and that's going to send him down to 12th. Ooh. We just don't know if when Hirtasano will be pitting. But I think Evelyn Cromie, even with her penalty, she should be in a position to win this race. For Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame, the Rosarians, very excited to see this progression. As it stands, Brian Kagawa will be finishing in 2nd place. Asano will be likely to pit for an extended period of time and will probably be sent to 6. Five laps to go. There's just lots of intrigue. Even in these final stages. Just don't know who is going to be winning. Right until the end. Anything can happen. Even if it is as straightforward as it is. Anyways, coming into the final 4 laps, the conditions are almost settled. With the exception of Yuta Asano, who only has 4 laps of field to go. He should be pitting in the next 2 laps to just make it safe. Cashew just continuing to just chill in last place. Ella Shore stays in 13th, not having a good race so far by his standards. Evelyn Cromie will cross the line to start 3 laps to go. I hope everyone is still able to tune in. As, of course, the gap's now opened up to 15 seconds, but he will finally come into the pits. So it will be for naught of the penalty. It will actually reduce the gap of Cromie's win. But the fact that I think this is the 2nd time in Formula Hololive International where a driver receives a penalty but still wins the race. That just shows you how dominant they are in that race. Takeda Dachi was, of course, got 2 penalties, I believe 2 15-second penalties, but still won by virtue of the other 2 drivers behind. Actually, well, one of the other 2 drivers in front actually gaining a position. Meanwhile, that's Marshall Reza though, making his move against Hinoshi Taiyo to get himself into the top 10. And now trying to clear Mohamed Cashew, who was his gen mate when he was racing in Japan for Himamori Luna. Sharon Reza has now moved into the top 10. Asano has now exited in 4th place, which is going to be very, very nice for the Gremmerin. Sven Jensen will secure 3rd place as it stands. He does have enough in the fuel tank. He will grab his first podium in this season. Thomas Ferreira, on the other hand, will hang around in 7th. Just wanted to check around. Javier Lusby sits in 5th, which now means he actually has 108. Cromie, Ryan Cargois, Sven Jensen, Hirota Asano, Javier Lusby, Mitja, Thomas Ferreira, Rafa de Oliveira, and Luco Enrique Mendez's collision with another driver. He will be sent down in around 13th place, actually, or rather 12th place. So we are just going to adjust that one. And based on the Current provisional results as we're now getting close to the final lap of this race. The Rosarians gotta stand up for the Scarlet Queen. As Evelyn Chrome is gonna lead, you know, Evelyn Chromie coming to the final corner to start the final lap of the Buriram Super Prix. The annual race in Thailand continues to show massive amounts of excitement as now we have Kuromi starting the final lap. Will there be any more battles? Corey Mendes trying to salvage 11th place from falling Mitja, who's falling down the order. Evelyn Kuromi just needs to keep her car under control as she now has a 24-point gap over Ryan Kagawa. As it stands right now, Ryan Kagawa will have a 200-point gap over Javier Lusby in what has been one of the most, and what has been a very dominating season for the Jailbirds. Sector 1 done. 2 sectors to go here in Buriram, Thailand. Into turn 9. And then turn 8 or turn 9. And then into turn 10 and 11. She's the leader of Hololive Justice. She is the Scarlet Queen. She is Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. As Evelyn Chromie now comes down into the final corner, that's been a race of strategy and dominance and excellence for the Rosarian Evelyn Chromie. She wins the Buriram Super Prix. Rejected and dejected while racing for other drivers or other members, but finally success here racing for the Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. Ryan Kagawa will essentially bring home second place. There's not enough of a gap for him to beat as Evelyn Chromie slices down the gap from 25 seconds, 26 seconds to about 11 seconds. Sven Jensen scores his podium, his first in the season. Uyata Sano does very well as well as he now gets into 4th place. The biggest gainer, of course, Evelyn Chromie started from 10th. Javier Lusby 5th, Mitja and Ferreira 6th and 7th respectively. De Oliveira came back from that spin very amazingly with 8th place. Donnelly set to finish 9th, Cheddar is at 10th, Corey Mendes 11th, Atayo 12th, and Ahmed El Ashor 13th. We are just going to essentially do a bit of an intermission while we officially get the results finally done. So we have Evelyn Chromie winning, and then we have the likes of Ryan Kagawa in 2nd place for Nerissa. He extends the lead over Javier Lusby. Sven Jensen 3rd for Iris. Yuta Sano 4th. Javier Lusby 5th. Nishimichan 6th. Thomas Ferreira 7th. Jerry Rafael de Oliveira 8th. Don Elise and Muhammad Shahid Reza 9th and 10th. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So, Don Elise and Muhammad Shahid Reza 10th. Corey Rico Mendes has made a comeback in 11th. 12th place goes to Hinochi Tayo. Oh dear. And we have the championship picture right on our hands here as basically, as we've mentioned, there's a lot to talk about in the championship battle. And what a nice race we have though. Well, we have a marshal who waves the checker flag, but who will get to see the checker flag first? The answer is actually Evelyn Chromie for Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. So, a bit of an explanation onto what happened to Yuri Raphael on one of his collisions. So if you want to know what exactly happened, we apologize if there's the visual is not there. But I think based on what we're seeing, oh yeah, it looks to me that It is actually Javier Luzbi making contact with Yuri Rafael de Oliveira. So we are just going to go a bit of an onboard. I'm not sure if anyone can see it, but we are just going to go on board to see if this can be seen here. So here's Javier Luzbi. And you can see he dive bombed down the inside of Luzbi. You hear this contact, and that actually set your Rafael de Oliveira off. So here is your Rafael de Oliveira on board as it was being made contact. Yeah. Looks like Javier Luzbi will also be getting a 15-second penalty. So we will be checking the results again. Oof. And another collision we have actually noticed here between Corey Rico Mendez, as we might actually see here. Let's see who makes contact. Oh, but it looks to me that it's actually Evelyn Cromies' own mistake there. He's actually went into the back though of Rafael de Oliveira. But fortunately, Rafael wasn't being centered, but it was a Pavonashi moment. So we are going to be fair and give Javier Luzbi a 15-second penalty as well. Oh dear. So we are just going to, while Evelyn Cromies' result is going to be untouched, Javier Luzbi on the other hand will probably be stripped of P5. So we are just going to double check on what has actually happened. Let's see if the results are going to be processed. And yes, the results are going to be processed. We are going to be updating the championship tonight. We will share with you the championship standings after this race soon. But whatever the case is, we get to see Javier Luzbi though. Ooh, yeah. So he will be at least losing one position to Nichi Michan. So provisionally, Nichi Michan will be going up into 6th. Well, rather 5th, and Javier Luzbi will be relegated to 6th. So don't go anywhere for now though, because we actually do want to show with you the championship battle. So once we have properly shown everyone the updated championship standings with Thomas Ferreira. Oh wait, no. Javier Luzbi. Nichi Michan, and then yeah, Nichi Michan got this one. So the gap between Kagawa and Luzbi have actually expanded though to 241 points. So with that being said, let's show everyone the championship standings here. So here is the standings after 8 races, well, 8 rounds, and we can see Ryan Kagawa now leading the standings by 241 points over Javier Luzbi. Liam Kai, the 3rd place driver, is 602 points behind, coming into the Colorized Harmony Grand Prix races. But I think we are going to have to do some modifications to the format due to the new idol outfits. Liam Kai 3rd, Joshua Zurich 4th, Thomas Ferreira 5th, Enzo Ferrari 6th, Rafael de Oliveira 7th, Hazik Yazid 8th, Nochitayo 9th, and Aziz Mosif 10th. Evelyn Cromie 11th with Hugh Tasano 12th, Mono Zeta 13th with Boschwald 14th, Sheldon Reza 15th with Dan Evans 16th, Hananori Miyuki 17th, Corey Rico Mendes 18th, Ethan Burleson 19th, and Amidala Shore 20th. Angela Sims 21st with Sven Jensen 22nd, Gray Prower 23rd, Takeda Irachi 24th, Nichi Michan 25th, and Dawn Elise 26th. That being said, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into this Formula Hololive International race. We'll see you next week for more racing action, especially Hololive GT3 at Autopolis. It's going to be the final race for Riliu and Sakamata Chloe. So we hope everyone is able to tune in on the race, especially in Split B, where it's going to be on the same day. Sakamata Chloe will end her streaming activities from Hololive. So we hope everyone's going to be tuning in as well. So let's hope everyone's going to be tuning in. Whatever the case, I'm Mama Reza. I will see you next week for more racing action at Autopolis. We'll just have everyone take care, and wish everyone who was involved in the Hololive World Tour concert to also wishing the best of luck. But anyways, take care everyone, and we'll see you next week.